A very good morning and namaskar to all present here. Without going through the formalities of greetings to all present here, honorable judges from Supreme Court, sitting and former, my brother and sister judges, sitting and former, senior advocates, office bearers of the Bar Association, other members, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Samre talked about mangoes. Now I must tell you, I come from Lucknow. And there is a competition between mangoes of Ratnagiri and Lucknow. We say that Dashari is king of mangoes. You say no, it is Hapus which is king of mangoes. So, but the benefit which I will now derive of coming to Bombay is that earlier I used to have mango season for only 2 months. That's July and August. But now I'll have a continuous mango season of 5 months starting from April to August. So that's the first blessing showered on me on my assuming the charge here at Bombay. I feel delighted and very happy to be part of the centenary celebrations of this High Court Bar Associations. Since a day before yesterday, I have been hearing all sorts of history, the stories, the anecdotes of the members of High Court Bar Association at Nagpur, right from Sir Hari Singh Gaur to Vivian Bose to Justice Hidayatullah and all other later judges and advocates. What all I can feel about the Nagpur Bar Association is that you have a very, very rich tradition, history, ethos, and something to inherit. So in that endeavor, I not only welcome and congratulate all senior designated lawyers who are going to be felicitated and the past presidents of Bar Association, but I wished you would have included the past secretaries also. Many of my brothers and sister judges today would have been in the fray, including Justice Samre. Something about the profession of a lawyer. I have been a lawyer for quite a long time, 22, 23 years. What I could learn has been summed up by an English judge named Edward Abbott Parry. He has written a wonderful book. He talks about 7 lamps of advocacy. You must have read, you must have heard about it. So the first lamp of advocacy he describes in his book is lamp of honesty. Honesty is a virtue not only to be imbibed, learned, but practiced as well. Honesty towards your clients, honesty towards your opponents, honesty, of course, towards the court, and above all, honesty towards your own conscience. So that's the first lamp of advocacy which Judge Parry pleads for. So to sum up, honesty by mansa vacha karmana. Man se, vachan se, karm se. So this is the first lamp of honesty. The second, of course, is lamp of courage. Any lawyer, you must have heard many stories about the courage exemplified by the lawyers while arguing matters. Courage to stand before the court in all kinds of odds. To seek justice, to procure justice for a client who has come to you in distress. The third, of course, and undisputedly the most important, is industry. You know, a lawyer or anyone related with the field of law, be it a lawyer or a judge, has to be a constant, lifelong learner. If you read a particular section of a particular statute 100 times, you may be deriving at least 50 such interpretations. Each time you read it afresh, you will have something new to suit your arguments if you are carrying it forward for your client in the court. So industry is one of the most, of course there are human beings who are naturally brilliant, but then industry has no substitute. So it is true primarily for the young lawyers that this lamp of industry has to be imbibed, learned and practiced. The fourth lamp of advocacy is wit. Now many a times you come across, we as judges also come across very tense moments in the course of arguments. So it is your wit which is ultimately going to not only ease the whole atmosphere, but it may sometimes result in getting some due favors by the court in favor of the party you are appearing for. Today in the morning itself I shared a very witty anecdote with my colleagues. Now it is an incident which happened in Lucknow bench of Allahabad High Court. There was some very contentious matter going on in the court, and a designated senior lawyer from Madras has come to address the court on behalf of the petitioner. The matter pertained to some dispute with the state government and the power corporation relating to power purchase agreement. Now the senior advocate started his argument and the court asked him, "Mr. Counsel, how is your reputation maintainable?" So he ducked the question, ducked the query of the court and kept on arguing in his own inevitable manner. The court again, second time asked him, "Mr. Counsel, how the reputation is maintainable?" "Because of this. So the senior advocate from Madras again kept on arguing and did not reply to the query. The third time, court got a bit, jittery. So, thoda जोर से बोले, "Mr. Counsel, we are asking you how the reputation is maintainable." The senior advocate says, "My lords, I have not come all along from Madras to teach your lordships the basics of law." So that sometimes you have to be witty and taking the wit on your stride makes the whole atmosphere very affable, easy, and ultimately it helps achieve a point being urged by the lawyers. Fifth lamp of advocacy, as they call it, is eloquence. And I don't need to elaborate as to how and why a lawyer has to be eloquent in his speech before the court and even otherwise. Then the next or sixth lamp of advocacy is judgment. Now, what is judgment? To form an informed opinion about the matter which you are taking to the court. So that skill needs to be developed by a lawyer so that you are able to see the matter to be argued before the court from outside the matter. If you get into that matter, you will not be able to objectively view, and therefore you will not be able to be objective while arguing the matter in the court. So therefore you have to have the skill of arriving at an informed opinion about the matter you are taking to the court. And last lamp of the advocacy as described by Judge Parry is fellowship, which I must acknowledge that Nagpur lawyers have in abundance. Fellowship. So fellowship towards your opponent, towards your friend arguing on the other side, fellowship towards the court, fellowship towards the client whose cause you are espousing for. So these are the 7 attributes of advocacy, and to these 7 attributes, another attribute which has been added by some author, I don't remember his name, he's an Indian author. He says, apart from these 7 lamps of advocacy, you should include the tact also as the 8th lamp of advocacy. So this is something which I wanted to speak today about, and I wish there would have been more junior counsels present here. They would have been benefited a bit. What is the task of a lawyer? I have been repeatedly saying this in any gathering of the lawyers. Your task is very, very arduous, very, very difficult. What do you do exactly? Somebody's pain or anguish or frustration, you carry on your shoulders and put it across to the court in the jest of seeking justice for that person. So it's a very arduous task a lawyer performs. So you have to be conscious of this. Apart from your professional commitments, apart from your commitment towards the client approaching you in his search of justice, lawyers historically, at least in this society, in this country, have played a very, very vital role of leading the society. There is a wonderful book about Mahatma Gandhi, now written by Charles T. Salvo. The title of the book is Man Before Mahatma. There is a myth prevailing in all of us, in the minds of all of us, that Mahatma Gandhi was not a successful lawyer. That's a myth, I may tell you, and one should go through this book. And you will realize he was a very successful lawyer there in South Africa before he became Mahatma there. So from his journey from a lawyer to a leader who led the society there in South Africa first and led our society here in this country so that we are breathing here in the independent air at least. So his life as a lawyer needs to be studied more. That would be my, I wish all lawyers go through this book, and then they will realize that apart from their commitment to their professional work, they owe some other duties as well. With these words, I would again congratulate all the lawyers who are going to be felicitated today and the office bearers of the Bar Association. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my lord, for enlightening us in your own inimitable style regarding the wonderful lamps of advocacy.